We're going to look at the needs, the specific yoga needs of a performance surfer. This is the guy who's obsessed with surfing. He's experienced in the ocean, competent at riding waves. He lives to surf, but he or she wants to improve the surfing. The critical problems faced by this surfer are that the upper back and shoulders become very tight and immobile from so much paddling. There's a misalignment in the body often because the action of surfing is asymmetrical. One leg works differently to the other leg. The other critical problem is to maintain strength and flexibility and fitness for surfing while you're not surfing. So we're going to look at some of the ways that we can use yoga to address these issues for a competent surfer. So for the high performance surfer, we'll use functional movements which are similar to the actions of surfing. We'll use some twisting postures to release tension in the spine, and some other exercises which work to align the body. Also, we'll use some exercises to condition the legs. The result should be the surfer will surf better for longer and probably take their performance to another level. So now we're looking at the anatomy of a performance surfer. Somebody who surfs a lot or has done a lot of surfing will have a particular body shape, and so let's look at the paddling action. The paddling action involves the main muscles of the paddling action are the latissimus. So if you push down now, latissimus dorsi, all the way down, and some of pectoralis. So just do that again. So the lats and the pecs basically. Okay, and turn this way. What happens if we overwork those muscles and also with the lying down prone position is the shoulders come back and the chest goes forward. Over time the surfers develop a really tight muscles along the spine here. Okay, thanks Andrew. So just to point out what that does on the skeleton, your erectus spinae muscles along the spine become very strong, very tight, but very rigid. The scapulars tend to be set backwards. And the problem for the spine is then this area here, the thoracic area, becomes quite rigid. It's like a straight rod. So you might get problems with the spine as you get older as a surfer. The other thing that the performance surfer needs is a strong core. So the muscles that fit around here and connect the ribs and the upper body to the lower body. So we'll use core strengthening exercises to keep that chain of that functional kinetic chain, the legs connected to the arms. So the other point with surfing for a long time is it's an asymmetrical position. You see the hips are more or less facing that way, but the chest is facing more this way. And the driving, especially for shortboard surfers, mostly comes from the back leg. So the surfer's body will get used to having one leg much stronger than the other. Okay, now we're going to do another core exercise for the performance surfer. This one is just to work on more strength with the muscles of the front of the trunk, especially the oblique muscles, which are involved with twisting the body and with pushing up position. So if we take the legs up, you guys, and then reach your hands towards your knees, and try and connect the armpit muscles to your navel. So then first with your right arm, reach beyond the leg, so it's a side bend, and then bring the other hand up to the ankle. And come back down. And exhale, side bend. Take a breath there. And exhale again, reach up to ankle. Good, and repeat. Exhale, side bend. Breathe in and reach up. So we reach up on the exhalation to really get that strong engagement of the trunk muscles. And one more. Okay, we're going to do another dynamic yoga exercise for performance surfing. This one is the horse squats, but moving laterally. It's a little stronger work on the legs. We'll do horse squats and then we'll go into side angle. So take the hands and scoop in front first, in the middle. Yeah. And stand up, reach up. Then scoop in front of the right leg. So you're putting all the weight more onto the right than the left. Just be conscious, keep going guys. Be conscious of the alignment of the knee. We want the knee to line up over the middle toe, so that there's a healthy alignment of the knee. And then moving into the next position, we go to side angle. So turning the right leg pointing straight ahead, and the back leg turns in a little. This is a really great position for surfers because it gives a great stretch on latissimus, the main paddling muscle, and opens up the side of the body and the shoulder. It still gives you some effort and work in that front leg. Okay, let's come to the other side. So reach out into the fingers while you push back into that back foot. And you stretch the whole side of the body. The head position, you can keep the back of the neck long and then just try and turn to look up to your arm. Yeah. We're going to do eagle posture, which is a classical yoga posture. It's really useful for surfers because it activates and strengthens some muscle groups while stretching and releasing the opposite muscle groups. So we'll start with the arms. We cross the arms. If the shoulders are stiff, the cross of the arms will be like this, just getting the elbows to hook. If someone is more flexible, they can do like Claudia's doing and cross the elbows and put the palms together. Just depends on the flexibility of the shoulders. But for both, try and press the elbows forward, and that will stretch between the shoulder blades. We're strengthening the chest, but stretching between shoulder blades. The second part of this yoga posture is bend your knees and then take one leg over the other. That's it. So we're now squeezing the thighs together as well, trying to press one thigh against the other thigh, which will strengthen the adductors in the legs. At the same time as strengthening the adductors, we're releasing the outside of the hip, which is really useful for surfers. The other aspect of this posture is you're balancing on one foot and you're trying to keep your balance. So there's an aspect of mental focus, mental concentration. Okay, shall we try the other side? Just step into the other side and I'll step away. Okay, now we're going to do a couple of yoga exercises which are helpful for the the competent surfer to improve their strength in the jumping up. So what we need for that is the ability of the spine to round forward actively and the ability to carry the weight on the arms. So we'll do 2 yoga postures. The first one is a dangling posture. So if you cross the ankles a little like this and then lean forward your shoulders towards the knees, bend the arms, and with arms bent then try and pull the knees up into the shoulders. Yeah, that's it. So we're rounding the back, we're using the core strength to lift the legs up into the stomach and come down. It's quite a strong posture. Then we'll do this one. You could practice several times or hold it for a longer period of time to build that strength. Then we'll do another one, the crow balance. So in the crow, we'll place the knees on the outside of the arms, keeping a little bend in the elbows, and again rounding the back. Good. Now we squeeze the knees in against the arms quite firmly, and this connects the adductors, the inner legs, to the core. It also builds a lot of strength in the arms. There's one more aspect of this, and that is the mental focus involved. Okay, and you can come down. Thanks. If you want a challenging exercise, we'll do these 2 postures together. And this is especially useful for surfers because it's an eccentric strengthening exercise. So we'll go again into crow. Okay. And now what we're going to do is round the back, tuck the tail down, and then slide one knee into the middle. Good. And if you can, another knee into the middle. So we're into Lolasana again. And if you're really keen, you can come back up again. Okay. This will build a lot of strength for a surfer. Okay, one more core exercise for surfers. We're going to do an active twisting yoga posture. The key point is that it's actively strengthening, and we're using the muscles which twist, which is the oblique abdominal muscles along with the transverse abdominis. What's really important here is to do it with control and don't just fall into the twist. That won't give you any strength. So if we take the slightly easier version with the knees bent, as Claudia's going to do, let's both the knees bent first. And just with control, bring the knees to the left. Try keep the feet together and the knees together here, so it stays contained. And then come up with the breath in and exhale to the right. So you move with breath, come up and exhale to left and come up. Excellent. If you want to make it harder, and it's quite a lot harder, is do it with legs straight. Use your arms to pull down, so you're pulling armpits towards the navel. And again, left to the left, exhale. And inhale, come up. And exhale to right. You can repeat this 10 times to each side, or you can do as many as you want. It's quite a strong stomach and abdominal exercise. Okay. Okay, we'll do one more core strengthening yoga exercise. With high performance surfing, often the body is called upon to make some kind of twisting movement, but with muscular control, and sometimes quite explosive movements as well. So this is a useful one. It's a sideways version of the crow balance. It also involves squatting, and that's good for the action of the ankles. So first exhale, squat, you guys, and bring the arms over to the left. Okay, right. And here what we do is we push this knee really firmly against this arm, and it's that pushing knee and arm together which will activate the obliques, muscles of the trunk. And then they can possibly find their balance on the bent arm. And come back down, go to the other side. So exhale into the twist. It's important that you don't force yourself into this twist. It's supposed to be a controlled and active muscular action. And come back down. Okay, that's side crow. Really nice one to balance, to practice balancing and to practice the mental focus as well. We can take it one step further and go to side Kundinyasana, where we go into crow and then straighten the front leg and straighten the back leg, like that. And here you're just taking it to another level. Okay, and the other side. And push back. Okay.